What's going on, guys? I don't know why the hand thing is started on the. What's up? How are you guys doing? We're talking Instagram today. I did this video maybe like 2 weeks ago talking about how people are gaming the system on Instagram, how people are growing their accounts on Instagram by cheating. If you haven't seen that, there's probably a link up here somewhere. There was a lot of people commenting and talking about how they were disenfranchised with Instagram and trying to grow on Instagram, and how they were feeling stressed out about, not being able to grow on Instagram. And there was a very small minority of people saying you should cheat. It's all a part of the game. This is the game of Instagram. It's okay to fraud companies. It's okay to defraud them. Totally fine. Look at the president. I was going to cut that part, but I decided to leave it in. Okay, so on today's video, I want to talk about ways that you can grow your Instagram account organically, honestly, and in a way that's actually going to be beneficial to you. But before I get into it, quickly, I'm going to turn this Instagram thing into a thing. Basically, once a month, I'm going to do an Instagram-related video. So the next one I'm going to do is about creating the perfect Instagram photo. I'm going to talk about not only how to make the photo look good, but what the dimension should be, the angle. So subscribe to the channel if you're not yet, because lots of Instagram stuff coming up, as well as landscape photography and some behind-the-scenes vlogs and stuff like that. So in my opinion, there's only 4 ways to grow your account easily, like really easily. The first is to be a celebrity. And obviously, not everybody's a celebrity. Not everybody can be a celebrity. But growing an account on Instagram as a celebrity is easy because people want to see what that celebrity's up to. They want access to that celebrity. In fact, even though I really am definitely not a celebrity, that's why my Instagram channel grows. My Instagram photos are not good enough to grow on their own. I grew from some other ways that we'll talk about later on as well, but the main reason that my Instagram account grows is because I kind of fall into the celebrity category. The second way to grow your Instagram account easily is to be the best, the absolute best. I'm not talking the best photographer in Cape Town or the best photographer even in South Africa. Be the best photographer in the entire world. I'm talking Steve McCrory, I'm talking Paul Nicklin, I'm talking the absolute best. And of course, not every one of you out there is the absolute best. The third thing is the thing I'm going to talk about the most in this video, and that's having a niche. Having a niche is the easiest way for people to be able to find you on Instagram. I'm going to talk about this in depth coming up, so stay with me. The fourth way people can grow easily on Instagram is by cheating. Cheating, we talked about this in the last video. We talked about why you shouldn't cheat because it can be fraud if you're making money from your Instagram. You can still, to this day, grow on Instagram by cheating, following, unfollowing, using bots, using pods, buying followers. You shouldn't do those things, but that's one of the 4 ways you can grow easily. So let's say you don't fall into that category. It definitely makes growing on Instagram harder, but it also shouldn't make it impossible. So if you don't fall into one of those categories above, maybe try to fit into one of them if you can, or try some of these techniques. Before I get into the techniques, and I know I'm dragging this on a little bit too long, I think I need to say something that's important. First of all, why do you want to grow your Instagram? I think so many photographers out there, and maybe just regular people, are so obsessed with growing their Instagram right now that it's detrimental to their growth as photographers and maybe even as human beings. The amount of time people waste trying to grow and promote their Instagram account could be better spent, trying to book clients or improving their skill or going out and shooting. You absolutely do not need an Instagram account to make money as a photographer. In fact, most of the most successful and wealthy photographers in the world, they don't even have an Instagram account. So really, maybe try to take a step back before getting into this video and think to yourself, is Instagram vital to my business operation? I think that's something a lot of people just kind of glaze over. They just kind of want the Insta fame because they want that social currency. The other thing is, would you follow yourself? I think this is something that's really interesting, and I'm going to talk about this later on in this video as well. Would you follow yourself? I think it's really interesting because I thought about this from my own side of things. Would I follow myself? I don't think I would. I don't think I'd follow myself on Instagram. So would you follow yourself? And if the answer is no, why would anybody else follow you? Okay, so let's get into it. How can you grow on Instagram organically, honestly? The biggest thing is you need to have a niche. I can't stress having a niche enough. And it can't just be like, I'm a photographer, so that's my niche, or I travel, so that's my niche. It has to be super niche. I talked on the last video about Brendan's cat. Having an Instagram cat account of really good cat photography, that's good. It's even better to get even more niche. Pick out a certain type of cat. Or go even crazier, go underwater cat photography. I don't think that's possible. Go underwater dog photography. If I had a pool and a dog and I wanted to grow an Instagram account really quick, I would do underwater dog photography. Not only is that a super niche, but it's something that you could probably turn into a business because people with dogs might want that really cool underwater photo of their dog as well. So that's the type of niche we're talking. We're not talking about dog photography or underwater photography. We're talking underwater dog photography. And I'm realizing it's probably hard to take this seriously when I'm talking about underwater dog photography, but I am. So why is having a niche this important? I kind of want you guys to take a step back again and think about what's the process of following somebody on Instagram. There's no search engine for it. It's really quite hard to find somebody's work. There's no share tab. We kind of rely on the huge share accounts. It's hard to find people on Instagram. So think about this process. And I'm going to use Jody, who's back there working away, as an example because I think Jody is your typical Instagram user. Jody loves 6 things in this world. She loves dogs, sheep, travel, fashion, bunny rabbits, and me. So in Jody's Instagram feed, and by the way, Jody's at Alajode, in Jody's feed, the people she follow, they fall into that category. They're travel people, they're bunny accounts, they're travel accounts, they're fashion accounts, they're accounts of dogs. So Instagram sees the engagement that she sends towards these people, and then on her Explore feed, Instagram drops in similar accounts. Now, the process of following somebody on Instagram from the Explore page isn't just, I made the Explore page, I'm going to get a bunch of followers. It follows this pattern, and this is why you need a niche. Jody goes to her Explore page, she sees a bunch of photos, she sees the cutest bunny she's ever seen in her life. She clicks on that bunny, she'll like the photo, she might even go, oh wow, that bunny is so cute, I gotta go check out the creator's page. She'll go to the creator's Instagram page. She gets there and finds out it's a landscape photography page with a bunny on it. She's not going to follow that account, no chance. But if she gets to that account, finds a bunch of the cutest bunnies west of the Easter Bunny, she's going to follow that account, or at least potentially will. That's why having a niche is so important. Now, the second way to grow on Instagram is also kind of relating to the niche. And it's about hashtagging the niche. Now, I'm so tired of hearing Instagrammers who obviously cheat telling people that the best way to grow on Instagram is by posting good content and using hashtags. Here's the thing about hashtags. They only work if you're extreme niche. And they only work if the photo, the feed, and the hashtag all fit into that niche. An example is myself. Not my own feed, but myself as a user. Before we moved to Crete for 2 months, I followed the hashtag. You can follow hashtags on Instagram if you didn't know that. Followed the hashtag Crete. And if in my feed a really cool photo of Crete would come up, I would like that photo, and then I'd usually check the user. And if that user had some really cool photos of Crete, I'd probably follow them because maybe they'd give me some inspiration for my trip in Crete or some photography locations in Crete. But if I clicked on that photographer or that account and it was just a bunch of travel stuff from around the world or some selfies or something like that, I'm not going to follow them. The hashtag, the photo, and the feed all have to fit together. Otherwise, I might still like that photo from Crete, but I'm not going to follow that person. And likes, though they're very satisfying for the moment, they do nothing in the grand scheme of things. And your goal on Instagram isn't getting likes, it's gaining followers that are going to be with you and your account for the long term. Things like travel, photography, and even landscape photography, they're just not good enough niches. You need to be even more niche. P.S. If anybody wants to play the niche drinking game, go ahead and start right now. Every time I say the word niche, you have to drink. Again, let's use Jody as an example. Right now, Jody's into a certain type of dog called mini golden doodles. She follows the hashtag mini golden doodle. If a really cute mini golden doodle shows up into her feed, she'll go and check that photo. She might even go check the creator. If that creator has a bunch of really cute, incredible mini golden doodle photos, she'll probably follow that account. If it's a bunch of photos of random things throughout her day or life, she probably won't. Even if it's a bunch of dogs that aren't the type of dog that Jody wants to follow, she might not follow. It's so important to get really narrow on your niche. I'm done saying the word niche, so you can stop drinking now. The next way to grow on Instagram is to do something unique. And I know that this is something that's kind of been beat to death, but you have to be unique. I want to bring it all the way back to like early days of Instagram when there was that Russian couple and the photos are all of her kind of leaning back, holding the hand and the incredible views in front of them. That was unique at the time. Even though now every single person you see traveling does this photo, that was unique. And that feed wasn't just a bunch of photos of the world, it was all that type of photo. So if you really want to grow on Instagram, do something unique. When I started putting together this video, I really had to put aside Brendan the creator, Brendan the Instagrammer, and start thinking about Brendan the consumer. On my Instagram, I follow about 230 people. About 100 of those are my friends, but 100 of them are people in my field. About 20 are legends of photography, the best photographers in the world. And 10 are people that are doing incredibly unique things that I find inspiring. I have zero need to follow another travel, photography, or landscape account. Unless they're doing something totally unique, I have enough people like that in my feed. And Instagram's been around long enough that everybody's the same as me. Everybody is following enough people already on Instagram, and the only way that you're gonna be able to encourage them to follow is if you're doing something really unique. I love using the example of my buddy Rich from Paper Boyo. Rich goes around the world, he does these paper cutouts, and then he like holds them over a location. And they're super creative, super clever, really smart, and totally unique. I don't know anybody else in the world that's doing that. And his account is growing like wildfire. It's been growing like crazy since I met him over a year ago. And it continues to grow because it's totally unique. Nobody else has an account like Rich's in their feed already. So there's lots of room to add an account like Rich to their feed. Again, this comes down to the question, would you follow yourself? And if I looked at my account right now, I wouldn't follow myself. The next way to grow on Instagram is by cross-promoting. I like to call this the Avengers theory. I like to think of all my medias as Avengers characters. My Instagram's Iron Man, Facebook is Thor, YouTube is the Hulk. Each character has their own ability and their power. They're all unique in their own way. They're all slightly different. But in order to promote them, you have to engage in creating cameos. For example, every now and then you might have a Hulk movie, and at the end of that movie, Iron Man makes an appearance. And it tells the viewers two things. One, oh yeah, Iron Man exists. I should go out and check out the new movie. Or two, they go, who's this Iron Man dude? I want to go check him out. And social media works the same way. You have an Instagram account, so every now and then make an appearance of your Instagram account on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Twitch, whatever other social medias you're using. You're gonna have a different demographic media to media, so cross-promote to not only remind people of that other media, but to maybe find new followers. Then, I think it's so important to have a blog. A blog is like the Avengers as a whole. It's where everybody comes together. It's the same with social media. If I go, I wonder if Brendan Vanson has Instagram, I can go to my website, to my blog, Brendan Vanson, and go, oh yeah, there's his Instagram right there. The blog is so important to hold things together. But then on top of it, having a blog is super important because you can create blog posts that somehow drive people to your Instagram. You can write a blog post. We're here in Cape Town. Let's say your niche is Cape Town street photography. You can write all these blog posts about best places in Cape Town for street photography and then link over to your Instagram account as a cross promotion, as a cameo, so that people go onto Google and they're like, I really want to find some cool street photography in Cape Town. They find the blog, they also find your Instagram. Cross promotion is massive. The last thing I want to talk about is becoming an authority. And this is, in my opinion, different to being a celebrity. It kind of goes along the lines of what I just talked about with having a blog, but becoming an authority is a really valid way of growing an Instagram account. But it is hard work. It means going out there into the community, playing a really active role, getting really good at your field, understanding your field in and out. It means going to Facebook groups and forums and engaging in conversations. It's hard work, but becoming an authority can definitely lead to followers. And it does so in two ways. The first is by respect and admiration from your colleagues. When I started in stock photography, there was a forum, and it was these guys trying to help you get into stock photography and you to get your images into stock photography. They were critiques. And everybody in this group just idolized these guys. We just assumed they were the best stock photographers in the world. Little did we know at the time, they weren't even associated with the stock photography agent we were on the forum of. They were just authorities. They presented themselves as authorities. And we all followed their work as a result. The second way is press. Authorities always get quoted in articles and magazines. I have a friend, and I know that's a shocker, I have a friend who's a blogger, a travel blogger, and she has well over 100,000 followers on Instagram despite not having a true niche, despite not being the greatest photographer, or really even a good photographer, but because she's seen as an authority in the niche of travel blogging. So anytime there's a New York Times article, a Washington Post article, or a big blog post, she's always quoted as the authority, and her Instagram's always quoted, so people follow her. To give an example for myself, I was quoted in a Condé Nast article fairly recently, maybe 6 months ago, about Instagram. And when that Condé Nast article went live, I gained like 500, 1,000 followers in a day. And in fact, a lot of my growth in general on Instagram comes back to being an authority. 4 years ago, a Brazilian website called Hypeness featured me on their website as an authority in Instagram. And overnight, I saw like 5,000 new followers. It was crazy. So I personally have kind of gone from being an authority to somehow molding that into semi-celebrity. And it's worked to grow my Instagram account. So I hope that was helpful. I think that what I can't stress enough is that it's so important to be good. It's so important to be good. If you want to make money and you want to become a professional and you want to not only just grow your account, but you want to create a career, it's much more important to you to go out, learn your trade, be great, work on your talent. It's so much more important to do those things than it is to, focus your negative energy on growing your Instagram in kind of a negative way. Go out there and learn and grow and try to become the best photographer you can be. And then if you implement things like having a niche and working on becoming an authority and using other social medias properly, if you do those things, your Instagram will grow. I just want to also end this video by saying, don't think it's going to happen overnight. So many people that go, I started an Instagram account, why am I only at 500 followers? It does not happen overnight. It takes work. It takes conversations throughout the platform, and it requires cross-promotion, and it requires just a lot of effort. Also, don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need to grow on Instagram to have a successful photography business. You absolutely do not. And I'm going to leave you guys there. I wish you all the best in growing your Instagram account, if that's what you want. I wish you all the best in growing your photography business, if that's what you want. And most of all, I wish you all the best in having fun with photography, because at the end of the day, Instagram, travel photography business, blogging, none of this stuff matters even a bit if you're not having fun with it. So have fun with it, and the rest will come along. And I will see you guys on tomorrow's episode. We got a couple left here in South Africa. I'll see you there. Peace.